It's just a taste of what could come from there. Anyways, he's not in this lobby. We'll have to see if he can make it in, and we can get to talk about him more later if he makes that top 8. But we're jumping in with Lobby C here in the final game of the round of 32.
Setsuko currently sitting in 6th, doing pretty well, just needs to not bottom out in this lobby. A top 4 finish would mean Setsuko is pretty safe, advancing into the top 8 final lobby.
Yeah, for sure. And Setsuko has been kind of rubber banding the placements, been kind of a first or top 2, and then an 8th or a 7th or something, and then coming back to the top of the tables again.
Yeah.
And his last game was a high placement, so we'll see if he can carry it out on this one as well.
Yeah,
Mage Nomzy, by the way.
Ooh, Mage Nomzy. Probably gonna see some of that, I would think, in this game. I think Rainplosion played a game of Mage Nomzy earlier in the day. I think she was 1 away from Nomzy 3. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been a real nice hit there, but wasn't able to get it. Setsuko getting some nice gold there, able to buy out the whole shop, get the 3 Astrals online. Mirage is Electric Overload, which is not great for Deja, so probably a lack of Deja in this lobby. All just small little bits of context for how the lobby is going to shape up here.
Yeah, so likely no Deja, but possibly Nomzy instead, taking the place of the other composition we could see. Another way to play the AP line if the Lagoons are contested, an option to go to that Nomzy. And of course, econ traits are going to be across the board as they have been, but it's been a little bit less like 5 to 7 econ players, and now it's a little bit more spread out.
Yep, Lagoon Crest, Dark Flight, or Earth's Grab Bag. Of course, it's just Earth's Grab Bag. Netting a spatula, of course, and a bow. These are really good AD items. No rods, no tears, so Setsuko probably not thinking about the AP direction right now.
Yeah, I mean, Setsuko staring down a million pairs and no 2 stars.
Yeah, how many pairs is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? Because the ones in the shop as well.
Yeah,
Nasus and Wukong. It will probably just be a oh, not running Skarner. So actually, even if they sell everything, if my math is correct, they would only get to 9 gold. So instead, Setsuko is leveling up and just playing a Senna 1 along with the Astrals.
I mean, maybe. Oh no! Slams the item into the hook.
Instead of get a cast off, does.
Chichin didn't even level and is just gonna win this against Setsuko, who did level. I can hear him now.
Yeah, Setsuko, a player who often, if you watch the stream, takes out a bit of frustration about the things are going, but hopefully it's just to channel all the power, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that they're able to focus up, because Setsuko needs to focus up after that one. Getting your primary carry rocket grabbed, not how you want to start out, because Setsuko could have killed at least 1 unit there, right? Maybe 2. Could have been a bit of a difference there in that fight, saving HP. Always want to do it. Dishsoap, again, a player that with specifically a first place finish could, not guaranteed, but could get into the final lobby. Dishsoap's certainly gonna be playing for that, and that's a great augment to start it off with. Better together. We're gonna be saying that a lot. We already have been, and certainly gonna be keep on saying it.
It just doesn't stop, like it's just I expect the rest of the day, the rest of the set, unless it gets nerfed, we're gonna see more and more better together. Such a powerful augment. I mean, it might end up on the chopping block for some nerfs, considering that tournament play rate is getting pretty crazy, I imagine. I'm sure we'll find the stats on that eventually, because it was just played so much. It's very interesting to see just the level of dominance it's had in this event.
Appies with some Rangars right now, and is going to still lose the round, though. The Edge of Night still has to proc. There it goes. Appies 10 gold at least. Level 4, so able to make some econ. Dishsoap finds an Olaf. And a Yone too, more importantly. Wait a minute. Buys both of them, actually. Has 2 Scale Scorn, 2 Guardian, 2 Warrior. Wait a minute. I mean, is this too late to commit to Olaf's cast?
The Olaf items are really good. At 2-3 is probably the latest that you can try and play it, but we don't see Dishsoap even immediately like putting it up front to just try and make sure it gets sacked for the rest of stage 2. Kind of feels like just looking to win streak. This is definitely the strongest board that Dishsoap can put together, is buying that Olaf. So if he's just trying to win streak, like regardless of if you're thinking of playing Olaf at all, it absolutely was a good buy and slam. So I don't know. I don't expect Dishsoap to commit to Olaf here, especially because he needs to play for first. And I think Olaf, while it is a good comp to get first place in like the best circumstances, it's also going to more consistently be, a top 4, like, top 2, top 3 comp when you have good circumstances there, and then it caps out, and against someone who caps a little bit harder, you just don't win. So
that is fair. We've seen a few compositions, on those lobby winning standings, but yeah, they have not been Olaf, unfortunately. So I do agree with you. I think this is a fantastic board to win streak throughout stage 2, even most of stage 3, honestly. Yone too, especially if you're able to get another good item here off of this carousel to combine with that sword. Ooh, there's a spatula though, and it was Setsuko that got Earth's grab bag, but Rainplosion is going to grab that spatula instead. So no Tactician's crowned quite yet.
Yep, not going to be one for Setsuko, but Rainplosion, Dark Flight was taken, Dark Flight Crest, so Spat being able to set up for Dark Flight Essence potentially, right? Just being able to jam a Spat of something else.
Even just any spat, honestly, you can jam, and it just gives the essence. You sacrifice it, so you don't need it to be anything like necessarily good. Just literally anything, and the essence will be buffing all those Rengars up, so they're doing tons and tons of damage. We did see in the on-stream lobby in the last game, multiple Rengar players contesting each other. I think both of them went bottom 4. Wasn't great. Don't want to be contesting when you're playing Rengar, that's for sure. Aesah, though, this is a kind of a Giga Chad Leona build.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty great item carrier, honestly. She's super tanky, so just gonna be in the front line.
Look at her
slap
go.
It away with the sword. Going
She's
crazy.
Nuts. Can I take this Leona build onto Summoner's Rift? Do you think that would go well?
Yeah, bet. Hell, let's go.
Don't think it would be queuing with me. I'm a sport player, but yeah, let's not do that. But it is great for Aesah right now, win streaking, honestly, probably through all of stage 2 with it. Just needs to get through one more round. Go up against Dishsoap, right? That's the only other matchup that I think this might lose against.
Yeah, I mean, in the pool is Dishsoap. Ideally for Aesah, you just want to avoid them, unless you think you're stronger. Then you actually do want to hit Dishsoap. And
yeah. Snap their streak while preserving your own. And run into Dishsoap, Appies, or Chichin. All the players in the top of the lobby in terms of HP, so theoretically all of them are relatively strong. Aesah positioning to the left side instead.
Chichin
runs right into Dishsoap.
Yeah, this is going to be the fight. And Dishsoap, I mean, I just feel like the items for Dishsoap are a little bit better overall because these are just on a Leona in the front. So it feels like Yone might be able to do enough, but Leona not getting targeted early on, so she's getting a lot of value stacking up that Ginsu. But it looks like it, yeah,
wait,
that cast did not go through for the recon. So it just turns out that Aesah's got it. Leona not getting focused. Good positioning, worked out.
Great positioning. The Yone goes from the Zac to the Sejuani right after. The Nunu's able to get multiple casts off. The Leona's just slapping. Aesah is so good at positioning, and we see that come through right there. Wonderful. Exactly what we were talking about. Snap Dishsoap streak while preserving your own. That is so good for Aesah in this lobby, especially considering Aesah just needs to dodge an 8th really to be super safe. And I think the stats are so high on if you win streak they're all at stage 2, you're probably not going 8th, right? So Aesah's in a fantastic spot.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling good there. As we jump on board with Kevchan, who has the potential to go double Zeeks. There is that giant spell on the front that probably wants to end up being a Morelos. There is preparation for Kevchan, so probably wants to prep into Seraphine Graves, would be my bet with the early Zeke slam, and just how strong the comp has been. It would be something that you would always love to do, is prep into Seraphine Graves.
Aphelios on the bench. Aphelios 2 on the bench, in fact, getting prepped up. that is something that you will do, or you will see players do in the neutral rounds, is put your carries that you want prepped onto the bench, because you can still win the neutral rounds even without them. Well, usually. There are some players who have, you know, lost to like some Rift Heralds and stuff in the past, but you know, just you don't want to remember those. Remember the good times, not the bad.
Getting those prep stacks going. And yeah, I mean, we'll see where Kevchan ends up, but prep is always one of those augments that is, I think you've mentioned that you really like watching, because it's just a very high skill cap on how you can use it, and just being able to set up your future to be so strong, because the stats it provides are just insane if you can have enough time to do so. But Kevchan losing a lot of HP already does start to make you nervous when you're playing prep, because you might not have enough time to actually prep the things that you need if you have to jam them onto the board to make sure that you're not just dying.
Overall, assuming this is, Zippy dies, which it does, that was a little close there actually from going up against Appies. But Kevchan's in a good spot. 5 lost through stage 2 and still 70 HP is pretty solid. Now they're offered with looks like Ricochet, Ancient Archives, and Featherweights. Maybe you commit to an Aphelios here. It's already fully prepped. I mean, true. I don't know.
It is fully
Kevchan has a lot riding on this game, right, Chaos?
Yeah.
Needs to get into that final lobby, needs to have a good finish. Do you want to risk it all on a Cannoneer Aphelios composition? He's thinking a lot about this decision, because it could make or break Kevchan being at the regional finals, and he re-rolls it into Future Sight, Last Stand, or Axiom Arc. It's Last Stand.
And he found a Seraphine. Can start prepping the Seraphine.
Wow.
That, I mean, you kind of lined that up perfectly, though, because are you going to stake your tournament life, your regionals life, on an Aphelios comp? It has just not been something that is consistently popping off. Is the spot even so good that you can't pass it up? I would say no. Like, yes, it's a prep to Aphelios. Yeah, it's tier 2, but is it a spot where you're like, yes, I'm going to definitely succeed with this Aphelios comp on this HP value? Now, I'm not sure that Kevchan was happy with the reroll augments that were offered, but we saw Appies make a miracle happen out of Last Stand last time around. Maybe Kevchan can do the same.
If the item Slam onto Aphelios wasn't a BT, if it was, say, like Last Whisper or something, maybe there'd be more of a potential for the Aphelios comp. But again, it's just so risky. Rerolling, even though they weren't fantastic options, we can see Last Stand absolutely pop off. This could be one of the most hyped games that we end up seeing in the tournament because of that, because so much is riding on Kevchan's placement. We'll have to see just a bit later, though, as we do move over into Robin, who has the Seraphine, has Better Together, has Double Protector's Vow. This is kind of textbook, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a great setup already with all these items, having Cybernetics as well. Cybernetics have just been such a good augment. All of the forms kind of having places to play.
Oh, yeah.
Always feeling really good as a flexible augment as well. And while Robin isn't super strong at this moment, the setup is there for a very strong late game board if Robin can get that conversion from this spot.
Yeah. Robin, another one of the players who needs a good finish in this lobby. I mean, there's so many players who need a good finish. Only so many can actually get that. Currently sitting in 14th place, 21 points. Assuming 26 or 27 is that kind of magic number. Needs to at least top 4. Taking a huge loss there, though. Really wanted to kill a couple more units at least. Robin's going to be forced to go in maybe even right now. I didn't catch how much gold Robin had, but is definitely feeling the pressure. 44 HP on stage with the carousel is not great. There is a Xayah with bow, and Robin kind of runs around it. Ends up grabbing the rod instead, while Appies gets the Xayah with the bow.
Robin was thinking very hard about what to pick up and missed out on a Graves with a bow. He had the inside track on Kevchan. He would have been there first. It seemed like they both kind of wanted to go Seraphine comps, and yet Kevchan's the one who gets the Graves with the bow.
Robin is going to level to 7, starts rolling. There's Deja's, another Deja, but probably not playing it. A Terra, wow.
There's a Xayah, so there's an option, but rolls past it.
I mean, it's just set up for the Seraphine comp. There's Seraphine too. That's important.
Okay,
Morello's goes on it. I mean, most of the pieces are here, just not the Graves yet. And like you mentioned, the Graves was there.
Yes, but I guess what Robin did get in return is this Morello on the Seraphine, because they did get a rod off of that, which is what was needed to make the Morellos. Finds the Seraphine too. And so it might pay dividends that he skipped on the Graves in order to take this. I think that was the thought process, why it looked like Robin was like dizzy for a second. I think he was deciding between the Graves and the Seraphine. Kevchan kind of made the choice for him, but I don't think it's necessarily even wrong to go and make sure you get the Morello on the Seraphine. Just Robin has to hit that Graves, and soon, because he's still taking damage.
And the unfortunate thing is that Robin is not even making 10 gold econ here, is with all that rolling down, still losing these rounds against Aesah, who is still streaking, by the way, with double RFC Deja. Oh, I saw the double Graves.
Oh my, yeah, I did too. I was about to freak out.
Oh, man. Setsuko.
I don't think my mic caught it, but I audibly gasped.
Xayah as well. These are pretty item or kind of agnostic augments here, so still can go a bunch of different directions.
Yeah, board's just
Whisper,
relatively strong, considering it doesn't have like a full direction, but we see some very nice synergies on the left side. Just being able to utilize those for now until you can get a full-fledged composition going.
Holding the Graves, which is terrible for Robin. Holding these Xayahs, which could feasibly be the pivot point here.
Yeah, both
Big hit up to Kevchan.
Robin and Kevchan really need these Graves, and Setsuko's like, I'm probably never playing this, but I've got some Graves here.
He could play it, I guess. Would be interesting if he does. Robin stabilizing a bit. Takes out Rainplosion in that fight. I just wonder how's okay, prepping the Graves, prepping everything, prepping the Seraphines.
Oh
right?
no.
Aesah gets a Soraka and has 100 HP.
Oh no.
Okay, Soraka's gonna be deleting some units. Love to see that one. You're gonna get a chance to see it in action.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will see a little bit of that Soraka popping off, but Kevchan down at 25 HP already on Wolves.
A bit low.
Needs to turn this around. Has last stand to hopefully pull some back. Prepped up the Graves. Prepping the Seraphine.
I mean, wait. The Zeeks is on the
not
Seraphine.
Not where that wanted to be.
Huh. Double Xayah shop rolls past it. Graves not being played yet. Aphelios 2 probably better, being fully prepped. Huh. No Protector's Vows either. I am gonna say I don't think Kevchan's top 4ing this game.
Are you just trying to make him top 4? Is that what's,
Yes,
is that what's going on there?
I am.
Trying to
don't draw too much attention to it, because then it won't actually happen.
Okay. I mean, it's some copium right now with the HP value and the fact that this is looking like another loss. Robin contesting the same composition, but Robin has already hit a lot of what he needs.
Not everything though.
Not
The end
everything.
is still pretty poor. What a weird game. Progressively, as this tournament has gone on, we see players just forcing the issue, rolling all their gold down way earlier, and it just makes the lobby so weak. And that's where we saw in game 3 Lil Top really capitalize on the rest of the lobby there and kind of pop off. Is this a kind of similar lobby? It's kind of looking like the answer is yes. Maybe Aesah is going to punish the rest of the lobby with a kind of similar philosophy. Players are leveling to 8 here. I think Chichin leveled to 8. Setsuko did as well. Aesah is playing Deja, even though it's Electric Overload. Mirage says, I don't care. I'm still going to play it because it's not contested. I can hit my Deja 2 very easily and just run over the rest of the lobby and, again, dodge 8th place, but also probably have a finish that nets Aesah enough points to be comfortable moving into that final lobby.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a first, right? Like hitting Soraka while you're at 100 HP, playing an uncontested
Also
comp.
true.
That is a recipe for a first coming through.
Just bullying the lobby. Kevchan hopefully not getting bullied here, but those Nomsy casts doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, at least it's only a Nomsy 1, so maybe there's still a chance here, but that Graves is just not tanky enough being a 1-star.
Oh,
Kevchan...
no.
Kevchan doesn't look like they're making it to the Treasure Dragon even.
Hey, they got last stand.
They do.
I mean, that's you never want to count a last stand player out, Cast. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, Dishsoap also running Seraphine Graves. Would you look at that?
Yeah,
That's
Aesah
3
took a loss,
players, right?
so that's gonna cut a lot of power from Aesah.
Yeah.
Rocket no longer disintegrating units.
I think that's at least 3 players, right? Robin, Dishsoap, and Kevchan running Seraphine
Yes.
Graves.
Yep. Minimum 3.
And how many more? How many Seraphine Graves
No,
players can we see?
It's actually the rest of the lobby. Every time we change, no, there's an Omzi at least.
Yeah.
We just
Well,
saw
Aesah
this.
finally lost. But is being healed back up. Aesah 95 HP, but Chichin, one of the Nomsy players. This is a Seraphine Randuins. That's really good for this comp, actually. Because you would want to clump up naturally anyway, so everything's going to be getting all those resistances.
Yeah. Do you know? It counts as an aura item for the purpose of Better Together, right? You get the bonus because that would make sense. I just wasn't sure if that was like intended to not happen because it's a very strong item. But yeah, I mean that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah, wait, that's actually I wasn't thinking about that value, but yeah, that's insane.
right?
Better Together
Yeah,
with Randuins is so many stats, so much bonus armor and MR.
That's why I wanted to make sure because I haven't had that situation where I've played that, so I was like, like is that counts, right? I mean, it is an aura item, but I know there's an aura item tag specifically.
Yes,
and those are the ones that work. So
it's so good here. One of the best in slot items.
Oh, it's got
especially Better Together. Yeah, crazy. Triple gold augment again. Sorry, no prismatics because I'm here.
We got 0 today. I'm so sad.
Hey, there's still a game 7 we have to cast.
That's true. That's true. We got one more. The Decider is just a triple prismatic lobby.
Oh, that'd be so crazy. I'd love it. Archangels, Sonya's on the Jace.
Great items for Xayah as well, for Setsuko.
True.
Has a Zippy. Got it, very important. Call out.
Love to see Zippy. No Zippy 3s that we've seen so far.
We got 0 today so far. 2 games to go though.
Ooh, Appy's having a Xayah 2 with a guild emblem. Great items
pretty much
as well.
Just saying your comp but better. Setsuko. Maybe not better though.
Yeah, this Jace, I mean, as the fight continues to go on, Sonya's already procs. Never mind, he's dead. Just kidding.
Yep. Your comp but better.
Zippy diff. Surely it was Zippy that did most of the damage there, and not the Xayah.
Definitely not the Xayah 2. Actually, Setsuko on the bubble here and 8 HP. Really does not want to catch a 8th, and Kevchan just wins. An 8th would just eliminate Setsuko.
Yeah, 25 points would make it. That's crazy. Wow, with the triple spatulas that were on the last carousel, Aesah and Rainplosion have Tactician's Crowns now. Kevchan's still trying to roll for upgrades. Has won the last 2 rounds, however, so Last Stand has not procced quite yet.
Well, they made it to Treasure Dragon.
That is true, guaranteed. Love to see it. But now has to face Appies, so is the Last Stand gonna proc now? Looking likely.
Graves 1. Prep does make, the Seraphine very strong. The Graves a bit stronger, like a little deceptively stronger than you would think because it's Graves 1, but still doesn't feel very good, especially considering this Xayah 2 has some pretty phenomenal items on it. So we're getting the Last Stand proc, and Setsuko won their round, so Kevchan's still at risk. Going 8th.
Uh-oh. Kevchan 1 HP and a dream. Last stand value. It's gonna be really good for the Seraphine composition. Those last stand buffs is gonna be enough. However, Robin, another player who is in a very, very tough spot. These are 3 pretty good Graves items.
He just rerolled past that, really? I actually just kind of thought he was taking that because they were pretty good for Graves.
Is the Graves wanting to be enough, though, I guess? Is Robin feasibly hitting Graves, too? Oh, here we go. This is solid. A death cap for the Seraphine. Another Protector's Vow for the Zac. Better together.
Oh, finally a Pantheon.
There we go. I mean, you gotta just keep rolling, right? For the Graves, too, I would imagine. Yeah. Finds a Shyvana, but we're not playing the right comp for that one. Rolls past it. Xayah goes goodbye. Pantheon here. All of the pairs are here, but can Robin hit? Not quite yet. Kevchan hits Pantheon too, though.
Yeah, and with the last stand proccing, it's a big upgrade. Pantheon using those stats extremely effectively. It's literally everything he wants. Tanky stats and Omnivamp.
Yeah. Bit of a mirror matchup, but Kevchan hit Graves too, has good items for it, has last stand value. Kevchan could make a miracle run, and if it happens, it starts right now.
Yeah, it starts against Robin because could feasibly even eliminate Robin with a big enough victory. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough units to fully kill Robin from 15, and setsuko goes out. Setsuko takes an 8th. Robin out as well. Kevchan has turned this into a 6th. At least,
yeah. Wow. Not the results we expected to see coming into this final, or I guess final lobby before the actual final lobby.
Yeah, Robin and setsuko, both bubble players, both gone. They're done for the day. However, they both have had good enough set 7s that they'll likely move on. I don't know the actual things here, so I'm not gonna say that they're in, but I know that these players have had good sets so far, so.
Especially making it to the final day of competition, qualifier points looking good for them.
Good placements on this final day of competition as well, right? Even if they didn't make the top 8, they're still good placements as they were on the bubble.
That is true. Aesah 91 HP with getting at least a 6th and probably a lot higher. Aesah probably going to be a lock for that final lobby. But how far can Kevchan go, right? That's the story right now.
Yeah, it seems like this isn't the end of the road yet.
No.
Being able to beat the Deja handedly, taking out Aesah, but Aesah, of course, incredibly rich. Once he starts spending that gold, how will Kevchan start to fare? Appy's going to go down to 6 HP. Kevchan just trying to get past the next victim, which would be Spicyappies. Make it a 5th, but needs even more than that to guarantee a spot.
Wow, Rainplosion's making this Rengar Darkflight Essence composition look real good on a win streak. 62 HP, 7 Darkflight I think I saw there. Levels to 8 right now in a great spot. Wow, Kevchan, can he make it happen? Kevchan, we saw earlier, have the second augment choice between last stand after re-rolling it from 3 other things. Could have gone to the Aphelios direction. Is it going to come back and bite Kevchan in the butt, or did he make the correct call?
Yeah, going up against Appy's board, the person he needs to take down in order to continue to increase the placements, and it looks like he will.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Up to the Xayah though. Last pull in, that's not even close to doing enough damage. The Graves far too tanky with all these extra stats, the shields. It's great. I mean, he's just not taking damage because of his, quick draw. His quick draw, the last stand, the shields. So tanky. Kevchan can make the run. Last stand proving to be a pretty incredible augment today. Appy's with the miracle 3rd earlier, and now Kevchan making this run back. Those stats are just so good for that comp as well.
They really are. This is a thing of beauty we are witnessing. It gives you 200 health, 20 armor and MR, and 20% Omnivamp for all the units on your board when that last stand procced. Fantastic for things like the Graves and just the stats general for everybody. Love to see it. Still on 1 HP, of course, after it procced. Still level 7. Probably is going to go level 8 soon enough. Could face Rainplosion, though. Rainplosion's board, I think, might be strong enough to contest. I don't know, but we'll find out here soon. What's the matchup? It's going to be that one.
Oh, Rainplosion has Armor Pen as well on the Neela. I think that is actually a very important thing to note. Because it's going to allow the Rengar to get through on the Seraphine.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's probably going to do it with the Seraphine dead so early. It's up to the Graves, and he's just not being able to put enough through on the Swain. Finally, no, doesn't get it. And that's going to do it for Kevchan. A tragedy going out in 5th. Kevchan needed to make the top 8. He needed the top 4. But the road will likely end here for Kevchan. And he will have to try his hand at the last chance qualifier in order to make regionals.
That's what, 4 points that Kevchan gets for this game, so it's going to be at 26? That might be possible.
It's possible. I know it was said that it was possible because Dishsoap, if he gets first, ends up at 26. But if it happens, it's likely tiebreakers. Yeah. I don't know if Kevchan has a bunch of firsts today or any firsts today to help with those tiebreakers.
I don't know. It's going to be rough. If Kevchan just got to get at least a top 4, you know, at least the 5 points, would have feel a lot better about that one. But we'll have to find out a bit later once everything is calculated. For now, there's still Chichin, Dishsoap, Aesah, and Rainplosion in the top 4. One of them might go out here, though.
Yeah, Chichin.
That was a close fight. Chichin eliminated. Exact lethal.
Dishsoap holding on for that first place. I don't have a lot of confidence that Dishsoap gets through Rainplosion. I would have a lot more confidence in it if Rainplosion didn't have that armor pen. I think Neela with that last whisper is incredibly impactful versus that comp. And there's all those resists, but Aesah, go ahead and break down this pivot for me. It's a big pivot.
It is a enormous pivot. 3 dragons right now, so many items because of the salvage bin that Aesah has to go through. That's why you make the pivot happen during the neutral stage, so you can be a little bit less dizzy trying to do everything all in one phase. Rolling it down. Look at the cost of this bench. I can't even do math that high. I can't count that high. Let's see if Aesah can count that high and do everything in just 23 seconds. The clock is ticking down. Aesah, where do the items go? You need to put 4 dragons on the board. Yasuo 2, Bard, Tactician's Crown cast. Everything is here. The items are being picked up. What else are replacing? Shojin surely on something or not. Just kidding. Blue buff goes onto the Yasuo. A lot of bows here. This is the board. Okay, there's still more items.
Yeah, I guess he's got enough health that he can sack this round if he just can't get his items done in time.
Ooh, did he just oh my god, I'm so dizzy.
Stuff? I think he reforged, right? Yeah.
He reforged like 8 bows there. Obviously not 8 bows, but he reforged like 4 bows there plus something else. Shiv goes into the Aurelian Soul. Aesah is making the pivot of a lifetime right now, and he was able to get to this point from just being so ahead, bullying the weak players in the lobby, but he is taking so much damage right now. 21 HP is not a comfortable place to be at. Sure, Aesah's probably going to land in that final lobby, in fact is, but needs as many points as possible. Aesah still 3 rounds later is making moves for that transition as we look to see if Dishsoap can pull off a miracle, get the first place, and join Aesah in that final lobby.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be big for Dishsoap to try and find the wins here. It's going to be really rough getting through Aesah once he finishes that entire pivot, but also Rainplosion is who I'm looking at here, because this Neela with the ability to just shred through the armor, allowing that Rengar to pick off the big important units is just so difficult. This time around though, not getting the armor shred on the Seraphine, which is what set up Kevchan to go down. And so Seraphine stays alive for a very long time, and yet it's still not enough. And Dishsoap is going to go out in 3rd, not going to be able to make it to that top 8, but Dishsoap, of course, already qualified for regionals via the ladder, so going to be feeling good about a pretty solid and impressive performance here at the Dragon Cup.
Yeah, Rainplosion not able to make the final lobby, even if she wins, but still having an absolute banger of a final game nonetheless. Being the Seraphine Grave Slayer of this lobby, can she be the Dragon Slayer as well and take out Aesah's 4 Dragon broadcasts?
Yeah, I mean, finally showing this Dark Flight comp really popping off with the Essence. I know you talked about this a lot on day 3, the first day that we were casting, and saying that, you know, that you think this comp is good. We talked about Pot of Bowl, and maybe Rainplosion has finally been able to do it justice, and it looks like that is the case, because Aesah just not winning this one. Rainplosion able to get that win and a 62 HP victory at that. Dominant performance in game number 5, the final game of the top 32.
I'm sure.